Welcome to the Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day for Wednesday, September 23rd. We don't have many more of these left as we're in the Stanley Cup Final, and we've got a handful of games left in the NHL season, which is, of course, the rest of this series, essentially. But we'll make the most of them and hopefully find some few winning bets along the way. Let's go to Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Dallas Stars. Series tied 1-1, so a big swing game here in Game 3. Tampa Bay minus 155 favorites, total 5 in this game. Tampa Bay proved in game number 2 that, hey, Dallas isn't that impenetrable defensive force that maybe we thought they were. That Anton Khudobin wasn't invincible in net as we maybe thought he was. The Tampa Bay Lightning obviously struck fast. Lightning strikes quickly, I guess you could say, for 3 goals in the first period. Andre Palat, Braden Point, both scoring power play goals in the first period of Game 2. Tampa Bay with a 3-0 period again after that, but they didn't need to as they hung on to it for a 3-2 win in Game 2 to tie this series up at a game apiece. Obviously, the reason why Tampa Bay won is they got offense from the guys that you expect to produce and put the puck in the net for them. Palat, Point, they're the guys that led the way. I thought the second and third line, even though they didn't score in Game 1 or Game 2 rather, I thought they played much better. We saw Tampa Bay generate a much higher, more dangerous level of scoring chances. And really it was their puck movement and their player movement. Players weren't stationary. They were moving around in the offensive zone, trying to find open areas, open ice. And the puck was just dancing, I guess you could say, for Tampa Bay. Like passing was precise. The passing was very quick. It gave Tampa Bay the chance to have quality scoring opportunities where the defense wasn't set. The defensemen, the forwards couldn't get in the shot lanes and block the shots, which has been a staple of Dallas's defensive play throughout this Stanley Cup playoff run. And they also didn't allow Anton Khudobin to get square to the shooter. I mean, he was off his angle on a couple of those Tampa Bay goals. And the reason for that is because Tampa Bay just moved the puck quicker and shot the puck quicker than Dallas could before Dallas could get into proper defensive position. We saw that multiple times in Game 2, and I think Tampa Bay probably comes out of that game thinking we found something that works offensively to finally try to break down this very tenacious, tight-checking Dallas team, which has been outstanding defensively these whole playoffs. But now that defensive prowess is going to get tested for Dallas. They finally got beaten, 3 goals allowed. And they also lost a key forward, Blake Como, to injury in Game 2. He may not play here in Game 3 tonight. Now, he's not a big offensive weapon. He's not going to give you a lot in terms of goal scoring and offensive ability, but he is a very good physical and defensive checking component to this team. He's one of their best defensive forwards. He's very solid defensively. And this quote from head coach Rick Bowness of the Stars talks about how important Como is. He's a big part of our club, the leadership, the compete, the penalty killing. He's on that checking line. Losing him hurts us. There's no question. So that tells you all you need to know. That is as plain as it gets from the coach of the Dallas Stars, that if he doesn't play tonight, this team is hurt, especially defensively, without him. Penalty trouble continues to be an issue for Dallas as well. Nobody's taken more penalties in the Stanley Cup playoffs than Dallas. And Tampa Bay finally got their power play going. 5-on-5, they've played pretty well, Dallas. Pretty even with Tampa. But when they've been short-handed, Tampa has been able to get that power play going, especially in Game 2. And Dallas playing with fire if they keep taking penalties. I'm sick of talking about Steven Stamkos at this point, whether he skated before Game 2, didn't play in Game 2. John Cooper says he's inching closer. He's been inching closer for months, all right? Shut the hell up. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm done with Steven Stamkos return talk. Stop it. I've had it. Enough. Talking about it for months that he might be returning. He's inching closer. He's getting closer. Oh, he's going for a skate. He can take a skate right on out of the bubble for all I'm concerned, because I don't think he's playing ever in this series again. And I'm sick of talking about whether he's coming back or not. It's ridiculous at this point. And to be honest with you, Tampa Bay probably is okay with him skating and at least giving the notion that maybe he comes back, just so that Dallas has to try to tactically maybe adjust and game plan for him, even if there's no plan whatsoever for him to return in this series. So I'm not handicapping any games or this series overall with whether or not Stamkos is back. To me, what I'm looking at game 3 here tonight, the side is tricky because Dallas, it's certainly a bounce back spot for them, getting a really good plus price. The value is probably still with them, but I'm going to stay off it because I'm concerned if Como doesn't play, that's going to hurt Dallas's ability to defend this Tampa Bay team. So I'm focusing on the total here for game 3 with 2 separate wagers. I'm on Tampa Bay Dallas over 1.5 in the first period at plus 115. And I'm also on over 5 for the full game at minus 125. I think Tampa's found success offensively with that quicker puck movement. Just stay one step ahead of the defense before they can set up. And it's worked, and it worked for them in game 2. Dallas off a playoff loss this year, when you would think maybe they dig in defensively. They've actually done good offensively when they've lost a previous playoff game. They've had 4 goals per game on average this year in games following a playoff loss. The first 2 games in this series, the final scores were 4-1 and 3-2 with 5 total goals scored. But the first period was 1-1 after game 1, 3-0 Tampa Bay after game 2. So if you bet the first period over in game 1 and game 2, you're 2-0 so far in this series. I think we have a chance to get at least 2 goals in the first period here tonight as well in game 3. And just in case the scoring production slows down a bit in the last 2 periods, which it has in the last 2 games of this first 2 games of this series, that's why I'm going to split this bet up. So for my Pub Sports Radio NHL play of the day for Wednesday, September 23rd, game 3 of the Stanley Cup final, going to do a half unit on the over in the first period, over 1.5 plus 115, and over 5 minus 125 for the full game. A half and half bet there. Over first period, over full game. That's your Pub Sports Radio NHL play of the day for Wednesday, September 23rd. I'm Ian Cameron. Thank you for watching. Reminder to check out pubsportsradio.com each day for great content. Part of that great content is my weekly live football betting show. It's Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy, presented by Pub Sports Radio, live Thursdays at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So tomorrow, I'll be on live at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll break down every game on the NFL Week 3 card and also look at some college football as well. We'll do this every Thursday during the football season. It's Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy right here on the Pub Sports Radio YouTube channel, Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final, and I'll be back with you on Friday for Game 4 and another Pub Sports Radio NHL Play of the Day.